Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you could be the difference between a life you only dream about and a life you actually live. 5 minutes. That's all it takes. 5 minutes to decide, 5 minutes to commit, 5 minutes to say, I'm done living small, I'm done making excuses, I'm ready to build the next 50 years of my life. Most people waste that moment. They scroll past it. They tell themselves, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow doesn't come for those who keep waiting. In 5 minutes, you can draw a line in the sand. You can say, from this point on, my story changes. Those 5 minutes can be the spark that lights a fire inside you so powerful, it carries you through decades of grind, sweat, victories, and lessons. Think about it. 50 years from now, will you look back and regret the moments you wasted? Or will you smile knowing you made one bold decision that set everything in motion? Here's the truth. The next 50 years aren't built by chance, they're built by choice. And choice doesn't take years. It takes seconds. The question is, do you have the courage to use those seconds to commit? To push yourself beyond the comfort zone? Because discipline doesn't feel good in the moment, but it creates a lifetime of greatness. Quitting feels good in the moment, but it creates a lifetime of regret. 5 minutes of courage can create 50 years of strength. 5 minutes of discipline can build 50 years of freedom. 5 minutes of clarity can set the vision for 50 years of purpose. And 5 minutes of action can become the foundation for 50 years of legacy. That's the exchange on the table. Are you willing to take it? I want you to imagine your life 50 years from now. Your kids, your grandkids, maybe even the world around you looking back at what you stood for. What will they say? Will they say you gave in? Or will they say you rose up? Will they say you drifted through life? Or will they say you built something unshakable, something unbreakable, something unforgettable? That answer doesn't come from fate. It comes from a decision you make right now, in this moment. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop listening to the voice that says you're not ready. You are ready. You've always been ready. What you need is to claim it, right now. 5 minutes to declare who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going. Because 5 minutes of focus, 5 minutes of hunger, 5 minutes of absolute commitment, that can rewrite your entire future. 50 years from now, when you're standing tall, proud and unshaken, you'll look back and know it all started here. Today, in this moment when you decided to give everything you've got. The next 50 years of your life are waiting. The clock is ticking. What are you going to do with your 5 minutes? Every single one of us has a moment, a defining point in time where everything can change. That moment doesn't need to be grand. It doesn't need to come with flashing lights or a cheering crowd. Most of the time, it happens in silence. It happens when no one's watching. It happens in the space of just a few minutes where you're face to face with yourself, with your potential, with your excuses, and with the decision that will define the rest of your life. 5 minutes. That's all it takes. In 5 minutes, you can decide to quit, or you can decide to rise. In 5 minutes, you can decide to keep wasting years, or you can decide to own every single one of the years ahead of you. 5 minutes doesn't seem like much, but if you think about it, some of the biggest shifts in history, in sports, in business, in life, they were born in moments just like that. A choice, a decision. Commitment. The truth is, people underestimate the weight of small moments. They tell themselves, it's not that serious, it's just today, it's just one decision. I'll do better tomorrow. But life doesn't change tomorrow. Life changes when you decide today. Because that 5-minute decision, it's not just a choice, it's the seed of transformation. When you plant that seed with conviction, it grows roots so deep that it can hold you steady through storms you haven't even seen yet. Think about this. 50 years is a long time. 50 years is an entire lifetime for some. But that lifetime, it isn't built all at once. It's built from the ripple effect of decisions that start small and echo across decades. The decision to get up early and train when no one else is awake. The decision to stay disciplined when temptation whispers. The decision to keep going when failure knocks you down. Every single one of those decisions takes just minutes. But those minutes stack up, brick by brick, until you've built something unshakable. And here's the beauty of it. Those 5 minutes don't care about your past. They don't care about the mistakes you've made, the opportunities you've wasted. the times you fell short. What matters is what you do with them now. You can be carrying 50 years of regret behind you, and still, in 5 minutes, you can decide that the next 50 will be different. That's the power you hold in your hands, but here's the catch: it requires courage. Because 5 minutes of truth can feel uncomfortable. It can feel heavy. It forces you to face yourself, to admit that you've been holding back, to accept that the life you've been living isn't the life you want. Most people run from that. They'd rather stay comfortable, stay distracted, stay numb. But the ones who win, the ones who build 50 years of greatness, they're the ones who embrace those 5 minutes and say, "This is it. I'm changing everything. Let me make it real for you." Picture yourself standing 50 years from now, looking back at your life. Do you want to be the person who says, "I had the chance, I had the moment, but I let it pass me by"? Or do you want to be the person who says, "That was the day. That was the moment. That was when I decided, and I never looked back"? The answer to that question isn't complicated. It doesn't take decades to figure out. It takes 5 minutes of courage, 5 minutes of clarity, 5 minutes of relentless commitment. That's the power of decision. That's the weight of a moment. You're not just deciding what happens today. You're deciding what happens for the next 50 years. And when you understand that, when you embrace that, there's nothing in this world that can stop you. A decision is powerful, but a decision alone isn't enough. You can have 5 minutes of courage. You can draw that line in the sand, but what happens next? What happens when the excitement fades? When the motivation quiets down? When the real work begins? That's where most people fail, because a single choice opens the door. But discipline, consistency, and resilience, that's what carries you through it. That's what builds a legacy that will outlive you. Let's break it down. Discipline is the backbone. It's doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's waking up when your body screams for sleep. It's pushing through one more rep when your muscles are on fire. It's sitting down to grind when distraction and comfort are calling your name. Discipline doesn't care about your mood. It doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about the mission. And when you anchor your life in discipline, you give yourself the power to move forward regardless of the storm around you. But discipline alone isn't enough if you don't have consistency. Think about this. Anybody can be disciplined for a day. Anybody can grind for a week. Anybody can go hard for a month. But champions, legends, they show up day after day, year after year. Consistency is what turns effort into momentum. It's what takes that decision you made in 5 minutes and transforms it into 50 years of results. Consistency doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for persistence. Even when you stumble, even when you fall, consistency says, get back up, keep moving, don't stop. And then there's resilience, the fire that keeps you alive when life hits back. Because make no mistake, life will hit you. You will fail. You will lose. You will face rejection, pain, and setbacks that feel like they're going to break you in half. But resilience is the refusal to break. It's the ability to take the punch, spit out the blood, stand tall and say, "Is that all you've got?" Resilience transforms pain into fuel and setbacks into setups for the next victory. Without resilience, every challenge looks like the end. With resilience, every challenge becomes the beginning of something greater. Put these three together: discipline, consistency, resilience, and you have an unstoppable force. They are the bridge between your 5-minute decision and your 50-year legacy. And here's the truth. That legacy isn't just about you. It's about the people watching you. It's about your family, your community, the people who will draw strength from your story long after you're gone. When you stay disciplined, when you stay consistent, when you stay resilient, you're not just building your life. You're building a blueprint for everyone who comes after you. So when the days get hard, when you feel like quitting, remember this. Your decision lit the spark, but your discipline keeps it burning. Your consistency keeps it spreading, and your resilience makes sure it never dies out. That's how ordinary people build extraordinary legacies. That's how one moment of choice becomes a lifetime of greatness. 5 minutes might start the journey, but it's discipline, consistency, and resilience that finish it. And when you carry those three with you for the next 50 years, your life will not just be lived, it will be remembered. So here we are. We've talked about the power of 5 minutes. The decision that can flip your entire life on its head. We've talked about the discipline, the consistency, and the resilience it takes to carry that decision forward for the next 50 years. And now the question comes to you. What are you going to do with this moment? Because the truth is, no one's coming to save you. No one's going to hand you greatness. No one's going to knock on your door and say, here's your purpose, here's your dream life, here's your legacy. You have to claim it. You have to fight for it. And it starts right now, 5 minutes. That's the price of admission. 5 minutes to stand up and say, I'm done living in the shadow of what could have been. I'm ready to step into what will be. 5 minutes to cut the excuses, to silence the doubt, to make a promise to yourself that you will not break. And when those 5 minutes are over, when the fire has been lit, it's discipline that keeps you going. It's consistency that builds your future brick by brick. It's resilience that makes sure when life hits you, you hit back harder. That's how the next 50 years are built. Not in luck, not in chance, but in relentless commitment. So the choice is yours. 50 years from now, do you want to look back and wish? Or do you want to look back and know? Do you want regret or do you want legacy? Because one decision, one moment, 5 minutes, that's all it takes to begin. The next 50 years of your life are waiting. They're not waiting for tomorrow. They're not waiting for the perfect time. They're waiting for you right here, right now. So stand up, lock in, and make the decision that changes everything. 5 minutes today, 50 years tomorrow. That's the deal. Take it.